What's pretty unique about this organization is the fact that we're part of the shared governance structure, and what that means is we're involved in various conversations, committees, task forces, and boards within the university. So whether it's tuition and pricing or strategic resource allocation committee, to Blue Demon Week planning, we're all involved in various projects within the university. So I think that that's very unique to our organization. And we work very closely with faculty and staff, administration, but also students to ensure that everyone's having the best experience here at DePaul.
What would you say your top 3 initiatives are for this year?
Okay, so it's really hard to narrow all of them down, but after talking about it a little bit, we are going to highlight educational affordability, inclusivity and collaboration, and also Vincentian identity.
So it's really important to recognize that educational affordability is a multifaceted concept, because it's not just the price of tuition and going to DePaul, but also the price of textbooks and making students aware of the resources that exist, such as scholarships and grants. And over the years, we've advocated highly for the MAP campaign, in which we urge students to let their legislators know that, hey, MAP is important to our college experience. And without MAP, I might not be able to go here. 1 out of 5 students here at DePaul depend on the MAP grants for their tuition, and that's over 5,000 students. And so not only working with the administration at DePaul, but with other colleges and universities across the state, we hope to say a bigger message of, hey, this is not just a DePaul issue, this is a statewide issue that needs to be fixed.
Inclusivity and collaboration was an extremely important initiative that we talked about during the elections, but really honed in on over the summer. So one of the things that we work closely with our EVP for Student Affairs, Patrick Full, is the creation of student leader roundtables. As that being my position this past year, I found it very effective in having a candid conversation with various student organizations, but we wanted to expand our relationships with organizations on campus. So we've had great relationships with the DePaul Activities Board and Demon-Thon and Captain's Council, but we wanted to expand our horizons and reach out to organizations such as Black Student Union, Multicultural Greek Council, the Theater School, Student Government, and Music Student Association, but those are just the limited few. The last one is Vincentian identity. Students can be here for 4 years, 5, 6 years, and even faculty and staff members can be here for many years after that, but not really understand the Vincentian mission. So this year, this summer, we collaborated with the Office of Mission and Values, DePaul Activities Board, and a couple of other student organizations to create the first ever Vinny Fest, which we hope to continue as a tradition each year to invite students, faculty and staff, and even administration to engage themselves in the Vincentian mission, and not so much have that serious conversation, but if they have no idea what the Vincentian mission is, to get that knowledge, to get that trivia, to get those facts, so that moving forward they have that appreciation for the values that our university was founded on.
The first point you guys mentioned was the MAP grants, educational affordability, and then you specifically talked about the MAP grants. Right now, they're in danger with a lot of other things down in Springfield with the budget impasse with Governor Rauner and Speaker Madigan, the Democrats. How does SGA plan to advocate for students on this issue, especially when you have such difficulty, I guess, down in Springfield with not just MAP grants, but a lot of issues? How do you plan to make students' voices heard, not just at DePaul, but around the state?
I think that by encouraging other student government associations and even students here at DePaul, whether you're a MAP recipient or not, to be engaged in the campaign that has been pretty successful in the past few years to show that not only MAP recipients are affected by this, but it actually affects the whole greater DePaul student body and even other students in Illinois who receive or don't receive the MAP grant. So it's important to relate to legislators and students here at DePaul, but also outside DePaul.
And to the governor.
And to the governor, to work together and show them that education should be at the forefront and we shouldn't have to compromise one's ability to attend higher education. We're hoping to continue our efforts with other institutions here in Chicago and Illinois, but also encourage students here at DePaul to file their FAFSA on time, to get involved and come lobby with student government during the spring quarter. I think by having those faces and going down and meeting these individuals who represent us and telling our stories, I think that would be extremely helpful in sustaining the MAP fund for the upcoming year.
Is there anything you guys would like to improve upon from last year?
You know, something that we're really excited for is the amount of new faces we have in Student Government Association.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of new members, and I think that provides for fresh and innovative ideas, perspectives, different types of conversations that we may not have had in the past. So that's something that we're looking forward to. And with that, we think of other ways that we can be accessible to students. So this summer, we've been working closely with student affairs and in enhancing our website because we want to be able to show students what we've been talking about. Some students can't make our meetings on Thursday nights. So we wanted to create an outlet for individuals to look at our agenda, and our hope is to, if we can get the website in on time and updated, is to be able to click on a link on our website to see the agenda and be able to catch up on whatever we talked about, just because we don't want to just engage the students that are in the room or directly involved with student government, but we want to make sure that students who can't come to meetings or
maybe they're commuters and they just can't get to come for an hour and a half meeting.
Exactly.
That they have an option.
Yeah, so that's something that we're hoping to improve on. And the last thing is just being more accessible, being more visible. And our hope is by creating these relationships with organizations and attending their programming events and supporting them physically, I think that it's going to be extremely helpful.
You mentioned the revamping of your website, hopefully putting more stuff on it. So would that include like meeting minutes and the record of who voted for what and when and why?
So right now we're currently working on a system that makes everybody in the organization feel comfortable, because I feel like we need to have that so that we have a productive working environment for student government in the upcoming year. So our hope is to have announcements available, but in a more effective way or efficient way on our website, to have our agenda available so that students can read on what events we were talking about, what type of subjects that we were talking about, and kind of summarize what we talked about in the meeting for each of the agenda items is our hope. And in terms of voting, I think that we're going to leave it up to everyone in their comfort regarding the subject that we're either voting on or discussing, on whether it's going to be an open or closed vote.
So there's been 3 sexual assaults in the past few weeks in and around DePaul's campus. And this is more an issue of public safety for Chicago police, but just wanted to kind of hear what initiatives, some initiatives you guys have planned regarding student health, wellness, and safety.
Like we mentioned before, the Take Care DePaul campaign is very important to that, because the main message of that is not only to take care of yourself, but to take care of others. And so it's through promoting events related to Take Care DePaul, as well as bystander intervention training. So students are more aware of the steps they can take to make themselves safe on campus when they're just, walking from the residence hall to the Ray late at night, or whether they're, walking home from the library to the train. Just little steps like that, as well as promoting the Ray events, to stay healthy and active, so that way when you're put in danger, you have a healthy way out.
In addition, last year, student government and several organizations on campus were chosen as pilot groups to test out the Haven module, which will now be implemented to all incoming first-year students and transfer students. The Haven module includes sexual health, drug and alcohol, substance abuse, and bystander intervention. So that being new this upcoming year, we'd love to see how that impacts students and how they connect that to Take Care DePaul, so that when they're out and perhaps they're out having a social event, they can watch out for each other and know what to do in those different circumstances and situations. So we're really looking forward to see how that rolls out in the upcoming fall quarter.
Recently, the DePaulia has done a series of stories on Dean Gerald Koocher of the College of Health and Sciences regarding his implication in a torture report. So I was wondering if you guys have been following these developments, and if so, if you have any thoughts on it.
I'm fully aware that I don't know all the accurate information, and the best thing that I can do and the best thing that we can do as student government leaders is to read the entire report and kind of come to a conclusion and read the summary. So that's what we've been trying to do this summer.